Okay. Can you say and spell your name for me?
My name is Bill Graham, Billgraham. I'm a media specialist for the Missouri Department of Conservation.
Okay, so can you just tell me what's going on here? CWD.
Well, this is one of our 75 sampling stations that the Missouri Department of Conservation has on the opening weekend of deer season. We're collecting tissue samples from deer to test for chronic wasting disease, sometimes shortened down to CWD. So basically we're trying to identify if we have any more cases of chronic wasting disease, and if so, where they're located. Thus far, we've just had, I think, a handful of cases in northeast Missouri, and one in Franklin, one in Cole County. But we kind of have an all-out effort going here this weekend to do extensive testing in any areas and surrounding counties where it's been found, so we can make sure we really get a good handle on if we have more chronic wasting disease, and if we do have more, where is it located at? How prevalent is it?
Can you just tell me how this station works? What, when people come in, they check in with the greeters, and then they...
Yes, the way we have this particular station set up, when people pull in, you want to wait? Right?
Yeah. Wait till the loud guy goes by. Okay, can you just run through the different points of this testing station?
Yeah, so we have this testing sampling station set up. One of our goals is to make it as friendly and easy as possible for people to get through here. So we have a greeter area. When people pull in with their deer, somebody will greet them and ask if what kind of deer that they are bringing in. Is it a buck, doe? We ask them if they're going to be getting it taxidermied or taking it to a taxidermist. If so, we're not going to sample it because it would mess up the cape for the taxidermy. And we also, here at this station, do a preliminary check on age, checking the teeth, and we're not sampling fawns, so we're just kind of double checking the age of the deer. So once we've done that, and sometimes we also help them here with their telecheck if they had problems with telecheck. So then we guide them along to, we have 5 different lanes set up with crews at the end of each lane. We have one lane for those that are not going to get sampled. Either they choose not to, or they're going to get the deer taxidermied. And there we just get some basic information from them. In the other 4 lanes, at the end of the lane, we have crews that are actually taking deer, and they open up the underneath the neck area, and they take the lymph glands off the neck. Those are what we sample to see if chronic wasting disease is present. They take those samples and we record a lot of information from the hunter too, of where they harvested the deer, and we give them some information that they can use to find out what test results are, and then we send them on their way. The hunters are on their way, and our samples will go to a kind of a center point that'll kind of organize them, and they'll be sent to a lab, and 3 to 4 weeks we should have some good results back.
So there's an area that everyone is required to come to one of these stations.
We have a 29 county mandatory sampling area that's new for this year, and what this is we took any place where CWD has been found in the past, a 25-mile radius from that spot where it was found. And if that 25-mile radius clips a county, we go ahead and include the entire county in the sampling area, so we have easily understandable boundaries. So we don't have to use roads and people are confused if it's in or not. So it's wound up being a 29 county area that we're sampling. But those areas are all, those counties where the sampling is occurring are all surrounding spots where we have had some CWD locations before.
Do you guys have projections on how many deer you expect to test this weekend here in Knox?
I don't know how many we project to take in Knox, but I know that statewide, or in the mandatory sampling area, we're hoping to get 20,000 samples. And that's a lot of samples, and we hope that gives us a really good accurate data picture. I do not have a county by county breakdown.
That's okay.
I don't think we really know county by county. It's going to depend a little on
It
hunter
just depends
success.
on what the harvest will be.
Yes.
We usually get the numbers Monday and Tuesday of just the different breakdowns. Am I missing anything? What's important for people to know about these testing stations?
Well, it's really important. We really, really value the hunters helping us with this study. The hunters' cooperation in this is just critical, and it's critical for our sampling. It's critical for health of deer herd in Missouri. So we're really grateful. The hunters have been very cooperative this morning, very friendly, very helpful, and we really appreciate it because this is going to enable us to get a really good, detailed look at what the situation is with chronic wasting disease in Missouri and help us to slow it down.
How did you guys pick the points of, your points where you're setting up your testing stations? Because like locally, I know we're the only one for the entire county here in Edina, and it's probably going to be quite a boost to our economy just by having this station here.
I cannot answer that question because I didn't work on the setup. So I don't feel like I can give you an accurate answer.
I would think something to do with we're centrally located.
I think it would have to be with location and the ability to pull in and out easily. We know they've got to be able to move through, and so we've tried to make it as convenient as possible in terms of location. So hunters all had one reasonably close, and it needs to be a place where access is good in and out, one that doesn't interfere with local business. I mean, that's another partner we have in this, really, is we're here at Edina Farm and Home, and their help in providing, making this lot available. It's a great place for what we're doing, and we really appreciate it. So,
how are you? Yeah, this is. It's good to see you guys here. A lot of people talk about the old checkpoints, missing the old checkpoints because it really brought people into town for different things. And so.
Yeah, the old check stations, that used to be that if you shot a deer, you took it to the check station, and we were gathering data, and people did kind of miss the old check stations when they went away because then they got to show off their deer. They got to take it to town.
Do things like contests.
People got to see it going through town and stand around the trucks and talk about deer hunting.
I still hear stories about
this brings
that
a little
stuff.
bit of back of that.
It does. It does. I was excited to come out this morning and check it out. How are you guys staffing this? Because with this many check stations, is it all hands on deck?
This is an all hands on deck effort by the Missouri Department of Conservation. It's really unprecedented. We had the check stations years ago, and staff would work the opening weekends of deer season and other times to check deer. But because of the large number of sampling stations and all occurring opening weekend, it is all hands on deck. We have biologists, we have people who do administrative duties, we have people whose jobs are not related to deer at all are out here doing something to help with the sampling of the deer herd. So yeah, it's an all hands on deck. We've got quite a few people here at this station, and 75 stations. It's literally several thousand conservation employees in the field both Saturday and Sunday of the opening weekend all day long. We're open 7:30 in the morning to late at night, and they're set up and tear down. So it's long days for our staff, but we're happy to do it if it's going to help the deer.
Very good. Thank you so much. I think this is a great interview.
Well,
this is a great interview.
You're welcome. Thank you for covering it. We appreciate the coverage.